สวัสดีครับอาจารย์ครับผมครับผม
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who's interested is welcome to join. And today we have the first participant, which is Jatti. Hi, Jatti.
Good evening, Ajaan.
What can I do for you?
So, today I would like to thank Ajaan for giving me advice for the speech contest.
Yes, what happened?
And I got third place.
You got a what? A
Third
reward?
place. Yes,
A
Yes, Ajaan.
from the subject that I told you to discuss.
Yes, I
What
used
what
it
was
for
it?
I I used it for the conclusion.
I see. What did you say?
I said we have to love each others and think before we do our stuff.
Mm-hmm. And they give you the first prize. Did you get the first prize? Oh no,
I got third.
third prize.
Yes,
Okay, that's still very good.
thank you.
So, what did it teach you?
It Can you say that again, please?
What did this experience teach you?
It told me to love each others and be conscious in every action.
Think before you do, right?
Yes,
Okay. Think before you say,
yes,
whether it will hurt other people or not. This is metta, loving kindness. The Buddha said we have to be careful when we do something. Make sure that we don't hurt other people or ourselves. Very good.
thank you,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Is there anything else?
No,
Okay. Next time you can ask me again if you need any help.
okay,
All right.
yes.
See you tomorrow night.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay. Next we'll go to Marco from the Netherlands. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Ajaan. Thank you for having me.
Happy to see you again.
It's been an interesting week. I would like to report my homework. Last week, I had a session. Since then, I've kept the 5 precepts, including one additional precept. The 6th precept was to refrain from any entertainment, listening to music, watching dancing, or wearing any perfumes to prevent the 3rd precept from being broken. I've meditated a lot. I've done a lot of meditation walking. I've been focusing on the 32 parts of the body, trying to apply them to myself, trying to take myself apart by looking at the 32 parts while sitting in meditation. I've been talking a lot with my wife about the past, about past situations. And this is where one of my questions actually comes forward. So there's been confrontations on my past behavior, which are the things that have been exposed, which I've came clean on. Also confessed to last week, which I have not done since. but it hurts to hear her speak, because I know I hurt her a lot, and I'm asking guidance from Ajaan to how to deal with that. So I'm trying to drop my ego, and I'm trying to drop my sense of defending my past or not looking back at it, because I know I need to expose. And I'm trying to listen, and I feel guilty for what has passed, but I can't take it away. I'm asking for guidance what the best approach is, because I don't want to be the reason that my wife feels hurt, and obviously she wants me to answer, and I answer honestly to her questions, because I don't want to break the fourth precept. But what's the best approach? Sometimes just being quiet, or just listening and accepting.
Well, it depends on the situation, whether you should reply or not reply. If it's not useful to reply, then it's better to remain silent. But if it's useful, make people feel better, then you can reply. But the point is not with them, the point is with you, that you have learned from these past mistakes what the consequence it is. So you don't want to repeat the same mistake again. You cannot go back and wipe out the past, but you can use it as a reminder that you should not repeat the same mistake again. And for the consequence of what you did, you must be ready, willing to accept it. And that's it. That's all you can do. If people want to forgive you, that's fine. If they don't want to forgive you, you can't force them. You just have to accept that some people might not want to forgive easily, quickly. But as time passes on and you have proven yourself to be a different person, then I think this fact will convince them to eventually forget and forgive. The important thing is not to repeat the same mistake again, because you devalue yourself that way. If you want to value yourself higher, then you have to be careful not to do anything wrong, anything bad. Then as time passes on, people can then see what you have done, and then they will then able to accept. And as time passes on, they can forget also. But you cannot expect them to forgive or forget you anytime you like, or not at all for some people maybe. But we have to learn to live and let live with the consequence.
Thank you, Ajaan. Yeah, one of the things that I noticed that I was part of my past behavior was exactly what you said, that I wanted to be seen as a nice person, and that's why I was deflecting the question, but also being dishonest and lying about it, just to get the right response, basically from my own perspective. And that's what I've put aside now that I feel clean, now that I feel that the weight fell off my shoulders, because that's what it felt like. The lies fell off, and it feels more peaceful. So I feel more confident about that. But I do know that was my past behavior, and that's what I'm trying to steer away from. So I'm not gonna use a fib or a lie to make better what is an answer, but I do give the answer, and I do feel the need to be honest about it. One of the other things I started doing is writing in a diary all the observations that I do. So how I feel whenever something happens, because I noticed that reporting that to myself and reading that back helps me to see what my true feelings were. And that also means that I'm trying to break old habits, which I know how to start now. At least the morals are important, and I now have the feeling I have a voice in my head that actually acts before I take an action. But yeah, I do want to confront these kilesas when they come up, so that I challenge them. Okay, so this is the kilesa, this is now happening, and then not take any action based on that. But it helps to write it down. I'm happy for that.
You also need to have the antidote to fight your defilement also.
Yeah, and what we're doing is we're watching Asupa every day, and that's helping. It was very difficult at the beginning because I noticed that my body did not like seeing. We've been watching operations, for instance, and the initial feeling is that the I don't want to watch it. That's the feeling I get. But if you keep watching, it does become easier, and I think that that helps as a strong antidote as well on trying to want to see the human body. And I'm seeing that now too. I feel more repulsed by it. And I'm trying to practice that also now today. I'm at work, also at work when I see colleagues, I'm trying to see them as basically the components they are. And I'm noticing that that slowly but steadily is helping.
Yeah, it takes time, but it will be nice to see everybody as the 32 parts rather than as a person, a male or female.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're all the same, really. We just like, as far as the body is concerned, we are just the 32 parts, really.
And the same happens to everything. And that's also interesting to watch the decay of the body. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter
Who
how
you
old you
are.
are.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It all has the same effect. And that's somehow it gives a little bit of peace to think like that. But yeah, there's a long way to go.
Yeah, all are subjected to aging, sickness, and death.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
And
body contemplation is very good if you can do it. But if you sometimes feel stressful or feeling repulsed by body contemplation, you can take a break, and instead maybe you can do loving kindness toward all people also. Sometimes we can overdo the body contemplation and make us despise everyone.
yeah, that's a good one.
And even ourselves, you know.
I think that I
Sometimes
have the
we get
biggest
disgusted with our own
problem.
body. Then you have to show loving kindness to everybody, yourself and other people as well.
Yeah.
So you
Thank you,
have to be
Ajaan.
careful. Sometimes the mind can go from one extreme to the other, from love to hate. So when you know it goes to the hate side, then you have to pull it back. Bring it back. The
Yeah,
goal is to bring it back into the neutral. No hate, no love. That's merely knowing.
just the knowing, the observing. Yeah. And I've one more question. So in my meditation, I'm noticing that when I'm sitting down on meditation, I started to sit down on the hard floor. So we have a stone floor at home that I'm sitting down on, and then my knees hurt a little bit in the beginning, but I'm still noticing that after a while I feel nice, and then I fall asleep again. So then I just do the walking meditation. But where does the chitta really go at that point? Because it really feels like when it comes back that there was no pain until it comes back, and then the whole body hurts.
Gone to sleep. When you
Yeah,
run out of mindfulness, you fall asleep.
yeah, and the training of the mindfulness. So when I do, is it recommended indeed to use the walking meditation? Because I noticed that then the sleeping doesn't happen obviously because you're walking. But that does help grow with the mindfulness, and then the suggestion is to sit down in meditation afterwards.
Yes, walking is to help increase your mindfulness. So when you fall asleep, when you sit down, you don't fall asleep. Eventually, you want to do sitting meditation. That's when the mind can become completely calm. Walking gives you some calmness, but not 100%.
True. Yeah.
Okay, let's do these two things: mindfulness and meditation, and
Mindfulness and meditation.
also sometimes contemplating the body as being impermanent, aging, sickness, and death, as having no self, as the composition of the 32 parts or the four elements. One day it will break up and return back to the four elements.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, wish you luck. If you
Thank
keep
you.
persisting doing this thing, you will be protected. The Dhamma will protect you. But as soon as
I
you,
feel good. I feel good to do the prayers in the morning. I joined my son and my wife, and I have a feeling that it gives me more strength to continue. And yeah, the loving kindness bit I have to work on towards myself as well, because I still have a lot of hate for old me.
Yes, be careful. Sometimes it can become quite bad. Hating yourself.
Yeah,
Hating anybody is not good, yourself or anybody. You don't have to hate anybody. You just have to know what they are, that's all. If you're bad, just accept that you are bad and try to correct it. But
yeah,
don't hate yourself for being bad. You can change it. That way you only change by changing your action.
yeah. Thank you, Ajaan.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thanks, Ajaan.
Okay, next. Felicia Chan from Malaysia. You have to unmute first.
Hello, Ajaan. Ajaan, my practice remain good. Ajaan, you said that when we meditate, we only focus on samadhi and then do vipassana after we come out of meditation. These two should be practiced at separate time. May I know, do beginners or anagami also practice in this way? Thank you.
Everybody's practicing this way because they are two separate practices. You cannot combine them. If you meditate for calm, you just don't think. You have to focus on one object, like your breath, to get the mind into jhana. And when you're in jhana, you cannot think. So you cannot do contemplation or vipassana. You have to wait until you come out of jhana first. Like right now, when you're not meditating, your mind can think, then you can direct the mind to think about the truth of the body, for instance. This is vipassana.
Okay, thank you. But sometimes I'm in jhana, I move on from jhana and then just observe the delusion. Can I do that?
What do you mean? Can you repeat your question again?
Sometimes when I meditate, I move out from jhana. I just contemplate the delusion.
Well, see, if you're in jhana, don't force it to come out. Let it come out on its own. Once it come out, then you can contemplate the truth to counter your delusion. Normally, you look at your body as being yourself. So you want to counter your delusion by trying to see the body as being made up of the 32 parts or the 4 elements.
Okay, thank you, Prajan.
Okay. The purpose of contemplation is to overcome our delusion. We have this illusion to see things as being permanent, being ourselves or belonging to us. But in fact, nothing belongs to us or being ourselves. And nothing lasts forever.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Next. Oh Sam Sim. Oh So Sim, I'm sorry, from Malaysia. Hi, you have to unmute your microphone. You haven't yet unmute. I think Felicia have to, okay, mute her microphone now. Oh, Sam, okay, you can speak now.
Okay, good evening, Pan Ajahn. Tonight I have no questions, just listening.
Okay, are you happy with your practice?
Okay, I practice mindfulness. I think quite good lah, whole day. Then only in between got thoughts coming in. Sometimes thoughts just come in. Then I continue with my mindfulness. After that, then my practice is okay, better already. Because when I sit also, I go into stillness and then one-pointedness. I stay longer there. I think
Okay.
there's improvement.
Yes,
I
good.
must continue to practice. Now I stopped seeing the what's the YouTube. I stopped already. I don't be stupid.
Yeah.
I just listen to Dharma talks using YouTube.
Good.
Mm. I will
Okay.
continue practicing. Try
All
my
right.
best. Thank you, Ajaan.
Next, Alvin from Malaysia also.
Namaskar, Ajaan. Ajaan, I've got a question regarding meditation. I think a couple of days ago when I was sitting down.
Can you speak louder?
Yeah, I got a question regarding meditation. A few days ago when I was sitting down, I suddenly see a horizontal sort of cone, black color is horizontal, and a bit of like white thing. It's just a momentary. It come to me momentary. Is that a mental fabrication, Tanaja?
Yes, they are mental, creation.
Right. So just ignore it, right?
It means you're not mindful, that's all. So you have to come back to your meditation object.
Okay.
Whenever you sleep on mindfulness, then your mind will have the ability to go and conk up things.
Okay.
So just ignore everything. They are not important and they're not real and they cannot hurt you or benefit you. What you want is the calm and emptiness of the mind.
Okay.
All
So
right?
just go back to breathing.
Yeah, come back to breathing or come back to mantra, whichever method you use. Don't meditate without them. Because if you don't, then your mind can then lead you astray and creating all sort of images or things to fool you, to deceive you. Okay.
Okay, Tanaja. Thank you.
Next, Mike from New York. You've been here quite a few times and not talking.
Yes, it's very nice to be able to talk again. Thank you, Tana John, for having me again, as always. My practice has been going good. On Sunday, I spent several hours reading Dhamma books, and I had a really good meditation afterwards. I found that the reading of the Dhamma books and just like thinking about the Buddha and recollecting the Buddha and the Buddha's disciples, Buddha and Rahula, kind of like thinking about them when I would have these moments of block in my meditation would help to calm me and to bring me back into a mindful state. Do you suggest things like that? Like, like if we're having trouble meditating, kind of like, almost like, recollecting the Buddha or like going back to one of the Buddha's followers. That was a really positive example as like a means of like generating like metta and like mindfulness.
Yes, listening to Dhamma talks or reading Dhamma books can help your mind to be more informed and at the same time can prevent or stop some of the boredom you might have experienced from your practice. So sometimes you might want to switch from meditating or mindfulness and maybe do some reading or listening to some Dhamma talks. And you might be able to pick up some tips or some more information that might be able to inspire you to do more practice. So yes, you should do this. Besides meditating, besides developing mindfulness, you can also study or read Dhamma books. But you should be studying more about meditation than anything else. Or study the life story of the Buddha, his noble disciples. This can inspire you also. Instill more faith in the practice, more faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Ajaan Mahabodhi found it very important to give Dhamma talks to monks. Usually, we'll give a Dhamma talk every 5 days or once a week to feed them with the Dhamma nourishment. And when you listen to his Dhamma talk, you became inspired and become more industrious, more ready to go and do more meditation. But the goal is not to forget that your main work is meditation and mindfulness. Don't be fooled by studying, and then you thought maybe you should study more and more and forget about your mindfulness practice. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Another thing that I've been thinking about, or if I hit like a block in my meditation, usually like if I'm getting sleepy, or maybe sometimes I'll like have a weird feeling in my stomach that I'll try to like breathe through. But I've been trying to think about emptiness. And I just heard you say emptiness too, like the emptiness of mind, you know, stilling our mind. But I was just curious about, you know, the Theravada kind of ideas of emptiness and like how we can bring emptiness into like our daily practice. You know, I think about, you know, dukkha, anicca, and anatta. You know, if everything is impermanent and not self, it's inherently going to be empty. But I just was curious to hear any of your thoughts or ideas about emptiness as it relates to meditation or just, you know, experience.
Emptiness is something you have to experience in your meditation. It's not something you can imagine or think about. You have to get into jhana, and you know what emptiness is like. And then you want to have more of it, then you will devote more time for your meditation. And eventually you'll find that even with the practice of meditation can only give you temporarily emptiness. Because when you come out of meditation, your mind start to be working again, and your defilements start to come up again, and your emotions, your feelings will start to come up again. So if you want to contain this, you have to move up the next level of practice, that is using wisdom to get rid of the bad emotion like dukkha, the suffering, the stress, and so forth. That is being created by your defilement. See, emptiness doesn't mean that you have to be empty all the time. The goal of Buddhist emptiness is to be empty of the stress created by your defilement. But you can still think and you can still have feeling, but feeling that doesn't hurt you. Yeah. So that's what emptiness usually means, empty of defilement, empty of stress, of suffering, mental suffering. And if you want the mind to be empty, then you have to meditate to enter into jhana. Then you have empty. When you're in jhana, even the mental process stop. Your thought, your feelings stop. But they're not important. They're not the culprit. They're not the one who caused you problem. The one who solves your problem are your defilements. So you want to get rid of this defilement. You can do this temporarily in meditation, in jhana. But when you come out, your defilement will come back up again. Then you have to use wisdom to get rid of your defilement by seeing everything as being the three characteristics. When you can see everything that, then your defilement will disappear from your mind. And your mind will be empty of stress and defilement. But it can still think and it can still feel and it can still see or hear things. But this thing doesn't cause it to have any stress anymore. That's what emptiness means in Buddhist practices. The Buddha still, after his enlightenment, he still think and he still feel, but his mind is not affected by what he see or he think or he feel. His mind is empty of stress, anxiety, worry, agitation, fear. Okay. Sometimes when you read about emptiness, you just imagine what it's like, and then you read some people's explanation. and sometimes you get confused. So emptiness is really, in Buddhism, is the emptiness of suffering. The first noble truth, or the third noble truth. That's what emptiness is, nirodha, the cessation of all suffering. And you can do this on two levels. The first level by meditation to get the mind to jhana, and everything stops. Then that's empty. But you can remain in that state temporarily because you have to come back and look after your body. So when you come back, then everything restart again. So you have to use wisdom to get rid of the suffering that comes with all the other things. Your suffering, your defilement come up with your thinking. When you start to think, then you start to have defilement. Oh, I want this, I want that. Then you can have stress, anxiety, and worry. So you want to stop this part. They're the problem. But the other part, the feelings, thinking, seeing, hearing, they are no problem if there is no defilement. They in themselves cannot cause you stress or anxiety. When you see something, hear something, they are not the cause of your anxiety or suffering. The ones that cause you anxiety or suffering is your own defilement, your like and dislike, your craving for something or craving not for something. These are the ones that cause you to have suffering or stress. The Buddha and his noble disciple, after their enlightenment, they still see things just like we do, hear things like we do, but they don't have any stress from seeing things or hearing things, because they got rid of the cause of the stress, which is the defilement, cravings for something, craving for being, craving for not being, craving for sensual pleasures. That's what it means by emptiness, empty of defilement, empty of stress, anxiety, worry, or suffering. Okay? So you need to do a lot of mindfulness to get to the first level of emptiness, which is jhana. Then you see how good it is to have the mind empty. So when next time you come out and the mind starts to have stress, then you look for the cause of your stress. And the Buddha said the cause of your stress are your cravings. So stop that craving, then your mind will then remain empty again, empty of stress, even though the mind can see or hear things, but they are not affected. What you see or hear will cause you any stress or suffering. What causes the stress or suffering are your own cravings toward those things that you see or hear. So you can stop craving by seeing everything that you crave for as being anicca, temporary, anatta, not under your control, not something that you can keep with you forever. No matter how good it is, one day it's gonna change or gonna disappear from you. Then you will have stress if you become attached to them or have craving for them. So then you see with wisdom that you should not crave for anything. Okay. Anything else?
That's it today. Thank you, Ajaan.
Yeah, okay. Next, Kokseng from Singapore. Kokseng.
We think Prajan, no questions at the moment.
Okay.
Thank you, Prajan. Yeah.
Next to Switzerland, to Professor Ken. Hi.
Good afternoon, Ajaan. I don't have any questions at the moment.
Okay. Go to Switzerland. I mean, not New Zealand. I'm sorry. To Anura and Ramya.
Good evening, Ajaan. Good to see you after some time. Yeah, a lot of good teaching. So, yeah, emptiness of suffering. I never thought that way. So it's a good something to think about. Yeah, we always think emptiness is nothing, but it's emptiness of suffering, and defilement. That's a good contemplation. Yeah.
The third noble truth. That's what
Yeah.
that's the goal of our practice.
Yeah.
The cessation of suffering.
Yeah. I have no questions, Ajaan. You have any questions?
No questions, Ajaan.
And to get to the third noble truth, to accomplish the third noble truth, you need the fourth noble truth to do it. The path, the practice.
Practicing Eightfold Path.
That's what we have to do. Keep practicing the Eightfold Path.
Yeah, practice is okay because meditate in the morning, but it's no breakthrough because of working. So it's anyway.
Not enough practice, just
yes.
You still are an amateur golfer, not a professional golfer.
Yes.
You cannot go to the Olympics and win medals yet.
Yeah, true. But I find it's very useful to listen to short Dhamma pieces from Ajaan's, read a biography of Ajaan, so it gives a lot of inspiration. So
yeah, remind you to keep on practicing as much as possible.
Yes.
Then maybe eventually you'll start to roll back your work and reduce your workload, and so that you can have more time for your practice.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that too. So quit work and it's still thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still have lots of responsibility, I guess.
I think our girls are gone. They have done. I mean, they have studied. They are working, but still need to pay the bills. So, that's a big issue. Yeah.
Maybe you have to start reducing your expenses.
Yeah, we have done. I think we minimize to the bare minimum. So we don't go to movies. We don't. Yeah, we haven't been to movies for 5 years. We don't watch TV, or we only eat out once a week or so. So it's a lot of reduction.
Okay.
Yeah.
The goal is to have more time for your practice.
Yes.
And one way to do it is to reduce your expense. So you spend less, then you don't have to work more hard. You don't have to work more. You can work less.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Tangajan.
Okay. Next, Claudia. Hi, Claudia. You're in Bio, Switzerland, right?
Good afternoon, Ajaan from Basel. So,
Basel.
yes. Yeah, I'm glad to be here today. I have no questions at the moment. I enjoy listening to the Dhamma talk.
Okay. Next step, from Oregon.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I guess I'm just telling on myself. I've been more frazzled, so I need to be more mindful. That's all. More in the world than I usually have been, and it doesn't feel good. So, yeah.
You have to restrain your senses. Try to reduce what you see and what you hear.
Putting too much in my head, and then I don't feel the calm. So I know what I need to do.
See, everything is impermanent. Things will change, things will move on,
This too will pass.
Yeah, everything passed.
Yeah, but I'm okay.
It's been like this long time before we were born, and it will continue to be the same after we die.
I know. So we're just a blip. It's just,
So why why so worry about it, you know?
My awareness of the blip.
Yeah. Just know everything is passing.
But
Okay.
your talk on emptiness has been very inspiring, and yes, thank you very much. That was very good.
Okay, good. Try to empty your mind of stress and
Yes.
defilement. That's all.
I just need to go be, yes.
Okay.
Thank
Continue
you.
on with your practice. Next, Philip from Malaysia.
Good evening, Tanjan. Hello, hope you're doing well. Don't really have a question. I've been practicing, and as I said, slowly chipping away the defilements. Just a small little note that I stumbled upon today. I was looking for some of your teaching on the internet, and I came across a website that prints poster. I mean, there's something called Dharma poster, and has your teachings and things like that. Is it anything related to you, or just somebody who just set it up? Yeah. I mean, it's all your teachings that you've been mentioning it over years, and then their posters over it, and I saw your face is on Flickr, or something like that, and you can actually print those things. I mean, I was just looking for it, maybe to put the teachings in my office, and even in my house, some of your sayings over the years, quite inspirational, and it'll be good to remind me. So I was just wondering whether is anything to maybe the devotees have set it up, or
Probably someone who enjoy doing this.
okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not under my name, right? Not under the.
Actually, I have it. Yeah, it's a Dharma poster, and then it has your face on it. Yeah, because when I type Ajaan Suchart, and looking for posters, or looking for pictures or anything like that, I have it. I mean,
Is this on Facebook or on the internet?
no, Flickr.
Flickr on Flickr.
Yeah, Flickr.
I
I mean,
don't know. I don't use Flickr, so I.
Okay. I thought maybe it was one of the devotees or anything that set it up. But
Probably because even on Facebook in the Thai, people can just share and post whatever they want on their own Facebook page.
All right. But some of the teachings, I think, was probably cut out from maybe your Facebook to put in there.
Yes, probably.
Yeah.
As long as it's useful, use it. If it's not useful, just throw it away. Don't worry about the source.
Okay. No, I was just thinking of actually printing it, and then putting up in my office, or even my workplace, or around the house. Sometimes it's inspirational to remind me of certain teachings which have been very good over the years.
Good. If it's useful, use it. That's what I would say.
I mean, about that, there's nothing. I just was just curious what
What is this Flickr? Is it what is a photo type of social media or what?
It's like, I mean, you can actually print. Is that you can print posters from it.
I see.
Yeah, I can print posters on it. So I was just wondering whether when I mean, any royalty goes to I mean to basically yourself, or anything like that, or is just
No,
someone.
I don't have any copyright. Anybody can use it. My goal is to spread the message. That's all, not to make money from it.
No,
So
no,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, I just didn't want someone to misrepresent, or maybe use the opportunity to make money off you, something
That's
like that.
okay. It's natural. That's how people live. They have to make money.
Okay.
As long as they don't misrepresent what I said. That's all.
I could maybe send you, I mean, the link later on. Maybe you can check it out. So I mean,
Yeah, you can send to my assistant
Gmail.
Gmail. Yeah.
Okay, I will do it.
Okay, good. Thank you for your information.
Ajahn.
Okay. Next, Lawan from Marin County, California.
Ajahn, don't have question today.
Okay, good. You heard my reply?
I haven't heard you respond.
Check the mail.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Next, Lynn from Indonesia.
Good evening, Tan Ajahn.
Yes, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you, Ajahn?
Good, thank you.
That's good. I've got questions to ask today.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah. I have been meditating regularly during morning time and evening time. But lately, I put more efforts in meditation practice. So I spend Sunday time the whole day for just mindfulness and sitting meditation. But I found out that the next day when I go to work, I get irritated more easily. So
That's because you don't have the same surrounding environment like you had when you were meditating. So you were able to maintain your mindfulness. But when you get involved with people and things, you lose your mindfulness, the level that you used to have when you were alone. See.
okay.
So it's all about mindfulness, whether you have it or not. If you have it, then you can remain calm and cool. When you lose mindfulness, then your mind starts to run all over the place.
Okay. So what would you suggest me to do?
Well, try to maintain more mindfulness when you have to go out and meet people and things. Try to use mantra, recite mantra, keep your mind cool and calm. You don't have any mindfulness at all, right, when you get out of the house.
Yeah.
So your mind will react to things, react with like and dislike, and then you will start to have good feeling and bad feeling rising from your reaction.
So does that mean we need to reach the fourth jhana or become an arahant to maintain the like stable mindfulness?
Yes, as soon as you become the first level of enlightenment, you start to have a certain level of control. Not completely yet, but as you move up the ladder, you will have more control of your mind. Until you reach the fourth level, then you have complete control of your mind. With mindfulness and wisdom. So right now, use mindfulness or sometimes wisdom. You start to feel bad, you say, oh, everything is anicca, why should you feel bad? Everything keeps changing. Anatta, you cannot control them. Just let them be. Then there will be no stress, no dukkha. Okay. Anything else?
I've got one more question. I enjoyed your interview with the Clear Mountain Monastery. And is that a regular interview or?
Oh no, this just once in a while type of thing. I think we did it once a year or so before that. And
yeah, I saw that also. That's all my questions for today. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Sri and Czech from Vancouver.
Good evening, Tanjan.
Yes, good morning to you.
Yeah, thank you. No check today, so
I saw her just now.
yeah, she has to go and prepare because we have to go to Vancouver early today.
I see.
Yeah, we had to go last week's preparation for next week's exam. So yeah, she has to go and prepare.
Okay.
Yeah. So far, no questions, Ajaan. Just try
Okay.
to stay mindful.
Just come by to say hello.
Yes.
Okay, good.
After next week, then we'll free.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
better go get ready. You might be.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the week, like, yeah, we are getting, like, prepared for our exam next Monday.
Okay. Hope
It's
you
a
pass the
lot.
exam with flying
Yeah.
colors.
Thank you, Ajaan. Yeah, be mindful as well because they assess how you walk and how, like, how you do things. It's like you have to present, right? You have present materials, like they have 100 materials. You go and draw that day, and then, yeah, they'll see, like,
Yes, if you have mindfulness, you will be able to do everything correctly.
Yeah. It's kind of also a practice for us. It's also a challenge for us, Ajaan. Yeah, it's true. Because we have to really need a lot of mindfulness to set up things, to walk, how we walk in the environment, how we show things to people. So
Yeah, with mindfulness, you can know ahead of time what you're about to do. You have to think first before you can do anything. So when you're mindful, you're watching your thoughts first. What you're gonna say, what you're gonna do. Then if you know it's not gonna be good, then you can stop it.
yeah, yeah, it's that's why I say, like, yeah, it's kind of like need a lot of mindfulness. Like, it's a good practice for us. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll see you later, maybe next week. Okay.
Yeah, after next Tuesday.
All right. Take care.
Thank you, Ajaan. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Aparajita from Dubai.
Good evening, Praja.
You have to speak louder.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, better now.
Okay, I think it's just the speaker. I will make it a little bit louder.
It's okay now.
Yeah. Good evening. Yes. Well, I don't have any questions, but this week, because of the summer, I have very few classes, and also my partner is traveling, so I thought I would use this time to meditate in my house more. So I haven't really done it like that for a longer period of time, so I'm going to attempt it. So I just wanted to tell you that.
Try to see if you can meditate either sitting or standing at the same place for as long as possible. Try not to move your body to go do any other thing, but just meditate on mindfulness.
Okay.
Normally, your defilement will keep asking you to go here and there,
I
sitting
know.
here and then go to standing there and come back here again, just going back and forth. Try to restrain your desire, your cravings by using mindfulness and meditation. You don't have to cause any physical pain yet. Just after you sit for a while, you feel painful, then you get up, stand to relieve the pain. And after you have stood long enough and you feel like you want to sit, then you can come back and sit. You can sit on a chair if you like. The goal here is not to cause you any physical pain yet, just to restrain your craving, restrain your mind from running around, doing nothing. But it just can remain in one place for long. Then you can meditate as long as you want by standing or sitting.
Yeah,
It's
gotcha.
fun. Try and take it as a challenge.
I will, because I haven't thought of doing that, but I do notice, like I tried a little bit today, like I said, I'm not doing this, and then I meditated, and then I saw myself again going to read something, do something. So this would challenge that behavior.
Yeah. Stop
Yeah.
doing everything, watching, seeing, anything. Just use your body and just use your body and your mind. No external sources.
Mm.
Restrain your cravings. The craving wants you to see, wants you to hear, wants you to eat, wants you to drink, wants you to go look at outside the window, what's going on outside. But it doesn't give you any true satisfaction. I think if you're able to resist your cravings until your cravings stop for a while, you'll find peace that you have never experienced before. Peace and relief, the stress that pushing you to go do this and that will disappear. Okay? If you're alone, nobody disturb you, then you can do this.
I'm definitely going to try it. Yes.
You can set up the goal, how long you want, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours.
Mhm.
You might excuse yourself if you have to go to the toilet. That's the only place you can go. If you're thirsty, maybe have water right by where you sit, so you don't have to go fetch water every time you want to drink.
Mm. This would be a very, very interesting challenge to
And
pick up.
lock
I'm-
up your body, lock up your body.
It's true. Wow. Okay.
All right?
All right. Yes.
In order to be able to pass this test, you have to have constant mindfulness.
I know. Well, at least in attempting, I will see all my defilements magnified, if nothing.
Yeah, they all come out.
They
all
will
come
all
out.
come out. Yes. Yes.
And you never knew that they were defilement before, but now you start to know.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay. Okay. Thank
let
you.
me know how you do it.
I will definitely let you know.
Okay.
Yes.
Next, Nining from Indonesia.
Yeah, Ajahn. Good evening, Ajahn. Yeah,
Good evening to you.
yeah. I want to thank Ajahn about my present condition because now every day I become more calm and happy. I can say that I'm happy almost all the time
And what makes you happy? Because you make more money or anything like that?
because, for example, 2 days ago, when I accompany my mom attending the family gathering, my auntie talking bad about me. And I'm surprised that I don't react to what she said. I just surprised that why I'm not angry and also I'm not sad. And I don't care. I don't care. And I'm surprised that wow, why no reaction in my feeling. I don't have any reaction to what she said, and I don't even I don't want to make her disappointed by explaining this and that. I think I don't care. This is not important for me because I don't want to make my mom also sad because if I react to my auntie, my mom will become sad also. So I just happy inside, and then yeah, I just I just don't react, and also I become calm, and but inside I don't know, I'm very happy. Oh, this is the happiness of not reacting to any of the situation. Is that correct, Ajahn?
That's right. Your mind,
Yeah.
If you don't react, then your mind remain calm and peaceful.
Yeah, that's why. Oh, this is it's very worth it. I mean, this is maybe this is the result of my practice also, because I can make priority. What I don't have to react to anything.
That's right. That's the goal of practice, is to let everything come and go.
Yeah, and then actually now I'm still working by selling the beauty and wellness product, and I want to ask Ajaan, because every of the product, the vitamin or supplement, I think it will I mean that is there are experiment before they they sell the product. I mean the experiment will like using the mice experiment. So is it including, I mean I don't want to make mistake about my the way I make living. So what about that by selling the vitamin? Is it
I think you're going too far. Just look at what you do, what you sell. Are you selling things that will hurt people or not? If you're not hurting, okay. If you go back that far, then you cannot do anything. You know.
yeah, I think correct. So sometimes because I don't have any problem, so sometimes I try to make, I don't want to make mistake in anything, so I check is if I already practice the middle way or not.
Mm-hmm. As long as you're selling product that doesn't hurt other people, that are good for people, then it's okay.
Oh, thank you, Ajahn. That's my question. And
don't worry about how they came about. You know, if you start to trace the history, then you might say they might use child labor or they might use animal.
yeah.
Then you won't be able to sell anything.
Yeah, I see. But I think I believe that Silena Boka Sampada, that after keep my precept for years and I always practice and keep 8 precept in Uposatha and sometimes 2 years. I think I don't have any problem in make living. That's why I don't I don't think about that. I just happy and I practice every time if from morning until night I try to keep my mindfulness, like Ajahn said, that if not do sitting meditation, so I should using that calm in my daily activity. So now I just happy all the time. That's all.
Good, happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Keep be happy all the time, regardless
that's
of what happened. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm very thank you. I think that's the ultimate the important thing in the life. I believe.
Mhm. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Anything else?
No, thank you, Ajahn. Thank you for
Okay, you're welcome.
teaching. Thank you.
Next, Kafai Lim from Malaysia.
Good day to you, Ajaan. I don't have a particular question for now.
Okay, I'll go to Toronto now, to Dr. Really, PL and Indira.
Good morning from
Good-
Toronto,
good morning.
Ajaan. How are you?
Good, happy to see you both.
Yes, so happy to see you too. Actually, I can relate. I was going to tell you the same thing, and Yin just said it. Even me, it used to bother me so much, like especially people close to me, family. when they said things. And I'm so happy, like after listening to you and joining this group, learning from you, I've learned to become so much more equanimous. And it's not that it doesn't bother completely, but easier to let go and be happy. So I just want to say thank you. Pinsiduveva.
The Buddha said, whatever you see, whatever you hear, just know, don't react.
Yes.
If you have
Gives
to
you so
react,
much happiness.
if you have to react with loving kindness, or with rationality.
Yes.
I'm having a bit of a hard time with that right now because watching too much TV, American politics.
Why do you want to watch? No one forced you to watch.
Yeah, I know. That now I just thought. Now
You have to know. You have to know when to stop. As soon as it starts to cause you stress,
Craving.
then you should
It's
stop.
craving causing me stress. My own craving. I mean, I guess as a thinking, oh, it's history. Okay, history already made it in the past too, like many times, So why it's going to be another form of history making? So who cares? But still, keep going to my phone, watching CNN. Suddenly, this craving defilements popping up. I never knew it was there. Now it's coming really bad.
I'm enjoying watching him suffering.
No, I think it's a craving. I guess it is like, So now I know just when to put a stop. Maybe I should be more mindful. No, I kind of my intention, right? It's so it's up to me.
Don't react to what you see or what you hear.
Yeah.
Just watch and let it go. Let go.
I think mind wants to react and be happy, right? If you see like a more negative news, then you get upset. So best is not to go either way. Just to
Everything is
not watch it.
anatta. You have to look at them as anatta. They're like the weather. Sometimes they have
this
storm.
past 2 weeks, I don't know what happened, but it's like
Just
a tsunami.
Yeah, I know. And Ajaan, what I tell him, it's the best is not to watch. Because when you watch,
and I'm not even in America. I'm in Canada. I don't know why. Anyway.
You still pay taxes. You still have to pay your bills.
Yeah.
Regardless who got elected. Nothing changed as far as you're concerned.
Nothing. Life will go on after November.
you have any questions?
The one thing I think you have emphasized this a lot before, Samatha Vipassana, as two techniques is not very clearly defined in sutra texts because every time Buddha said to practice jhana, and also he gives very clear instructions to samatha, anapanasati breath meditation. Many Anapanasati Sutra, mindfulness on breath, and also Satipatthana, the 4 foundations of mindfulness, but never as one sutra text talking about vipassana meditation technique. There's all over, it's scattered, the body contemplation everywhere. So the vipassana, as you said, is a more contemplative technique, whereas samatha is the main technique we should emphasize to practice.
But actually, in the 4 foundation of mindfulness, he taught all the techniques about contemplation, all about vipassana. He just didn't mention the word vipassana. That's all.
No, yeah.
But he wants you to study the nature of the body, study the nature of feeling, study the nature of the mind. That's all. This is our vipassana, learning. Vipassana is understanding, learning things that you don't understand. To see that everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta. It's quite obvious, quite clear.
Yes.
This is all you need to know about vipassana.
Yeah, I think this distinction came as two separate entities. I think the way Nibbana without Buddhism without Nibbana. So he talks about these different, like a tradition from Burmese tradition, which is lady side or kind of thought. We might if we samatha is difficult to attain jhana for lay people, so we should go to vipassana straight. Later on, these different traditions came, like vipassana centers started popping up. So then the samatha, the anapanasati was dropped, jhana was dropped. It's not so important. Vipassana is more important. So I guess this came like a clear, there's a samatha and a vipassana. So vipassana school and samatha school. But really Buddha talk about one meditation, samatha, and vipassana is a result of that meditation.
Yes, go on.
No, that's it. So even when they say the three type of wisdom which coming, say through hearing, that is Suttamaya Prajna, Chintamaya, I think this applies to the Vipassana. So Vipassana, you learn the techniques either by listening or by reading, then we contemplate, and eventually we apply to the meditation and we see it in real life. So I guess these three wisdoms arise as a part of the Vipassana. So the samatha is a practice which eventually end up Vipassana. For example, first practice, I guess the four foundation of mindfulness is the first. Body contemplation is more samatha based, whereas when it comes to the contemplation of feelings, it becomes about the feelings of pleasant feelings or jhanas, and eventually last two into the vipassana side, contemplation of thought, mind objects, mental phenomena.
Well, in the body part, it contains three levels of practices: mindfulness, meditation for jhana, and also wisdom about the nature of the body. Once you have this ability to establish jhana and be able to let go of your attachment to your body, when you study the feeling and the mind, you don't need to practice mindfulness or meditation anymore, because you already have it. You can go straight to the wisdom part.
Can you just quickly, once you get hold of the jhana, I guess a person who has very, very quickly get into jhana and stay and go quickly to vipassana, because that's the end part, right? That's the end goal. You see as you very clearly described emptiness. I think it's a very good question from Mike. Thank you so much, Mike, for asking that question. So it's the end goal, right? And seeing the emptiness of the craving at the end of the day.
Yes, but you have to have dukkha first, so to be able to look for the cause of dukkha, and then once you know what the cause of dukkha is, then you stop the cause of your dukkha. Stop watching CNN.
Watching CNN, cause of dukkha.
If you have no dukkha,
switch off the TV.
If you have no dukkha, you cannot use vipassana. No. Vipassana the purpose is to get to nirodha, the cessation of suffering.
Exactly.
By using the magga, which is wisdom and mindfulness. Yeah. So you first have to prepare yourself with mindfulness and wisdom and jhana. These are the tools. And then you wait for the instance when things happen to you. Like you get cancer prognosis, and you're told you only got 6 months left. And what's going to happen?
There's not much time.
Dukkha start to come up right away, right? Okay, if you want to stop dukkha, how are you going to do it? You have to understand the nature of the body, that this is impermanent. It's not yourself. So you can see the body is impermanent, it's going to die, regardless of whether you got cancer or not. It's just a matter of time. But you say, okay, maybe now is the time for the body to die. So can I let go? Do I still have craving for the body to remain alive or not? If you have craving for the body to stay alive, then you will have dukkha. If you don't want to have dukkha, then you have to stop your craving for the body to stay alive, and let it be, let the body be. If it's gonna die, let it die. When you can do that, then the dukkha will disappear. So you need something happening in real time. Dukkha has to arise first before you can suppress dukkha. If no dukkha arises, what can you do? It's like if your house is not on fire. What you don't want to use fire retardant or water to spray on your house, right? Because there's no fire on the house. But as soon there's fire in the house, then you know, oh, I need water to squash the fire. See? So when you have no dukkha in your mind, then there's no need for you to use wisdom, use mindfulness, because there's no fire, there's no problem. See, but if you don't prepare yourself, train yourself to use the water to
So
when you have the fire in the house, you don't know where to get the water, how to use the water to stop the fire burning the house. So vipassana has two parts. One is training, preparing yourself to stop your suffering when it happens. Once you know how to do it, and then you wait for the real time, the real thing to happen.
So the human world is kind of a realm is more conducive because the dukkha is quite apparent, but maybe perhaps you don't wish to be on a God realm. Maybe you may have not dukkha. You're not interested in learning the Dhamma because there's so much bliss and happiness and along eons of years in that realm, right? So human realm, because your body is suffering, it's going to die soon. So you strive with diligence. That's the last words of Buddha. So you need to, because before your bodies go decay and sick and die, you need to grab the teachings, the reality.
Yes, you have to first prepare yourself, do the homework. So when you have to take the examination, then you can pass the examination. If you don't do the homework, you'll fail when you have to take the examination because you don't know how to answer the question. So we contemplate about aging, sickness, and death to prepare ourselves to face this aging, sickness, and death one day when it appears. And when it starts to cause you dukkha, you can suppress this dukkha.
So the death is your final exam.
Yes, the dukkha is your final exam. When whatever dukkha arises, then you have to be able to get rid of it with wisdom or with mindfulness, with pavana, with pavana maya panya, the third level of wisdom. The first two levels is like doing the homework, study the theory, how to stop your suffering.
Sutame chinta.
But then you have
Sutame chintame, like.
Then once you have the theory, now you want to apply into practice. So if you have some dukkha and you cannot stop it, it means you don't have enough of the makkha ingredient, either wisdom or mindfulness or jhana. See, so you might have to, if you don't have any jhana, even if you know that the body is temporary, you can still not stop the dukkha when you have to give up your body. Because you don't want to give up your body. Your defilement don't want you to give up the body. Because you don't have the strength to stop your defilement. So you have to go and practice more jhana first. Because with jhana, the mind will have the strength to stop the defilement. And so when the mind with wisdom see that the dukkha arises from your craving, your defilement, then you can stop your defilement with the jhana that you have in your mind.
So when you say the jhana will help you to stop the defilements, in other words, you're creating a higher form of bliss like a pleasant within, in your own sense. You don't have to depend on external other pleasure. So you're something better. Why trade for something lower pleasures?
That's true.
Coming through,
That's true.
watching TV or whatever.
But the purpose or the reason why we use jhana, because jhana is the one that stops the defilement. When you meditate and your mind enter into jhana, then all your defilement stop working. See? So it's the only jhana that can stop your defilement. But you need wisdom to teach you, which when you have problem, you have to look for the defilement. And this is the work of wisdom. It will tell you, oh, your desire, you're craving for watching the CNN, you know. So you want to stop your dukkha, and then you have to stop watching the CNN. This is wisdom telling you.
Going to be tough. I'll try.
But if you don't have jhana, you might not be able to stop watching. You still want to continue on
exactly.
watching.
So
And
that's right. Because
then you
it's
experience
more,
you experience more dukkha after every time you watch the CNN.
Yeah, it's so the jhana is something like when you go to the war, like say you have a trench, you hide temporary, but the enemy is still out there, but you still have to go and battle them for vipassana to
That
completely
also, but
get rid of enemy and finally win the
main task
battle,
of
right? But
jhana
it's
is
just a temporary shelter for you.
That's not the purpose of jhana. The purpose of jhana is to stop your defilement.
Suppress them.
Yeah, when you enter jhana, then your defilement cannot work, cannot do anything.
Yeah, so it's like a temporary stop. It's not
a
like
temporary
permanent
stop, but that's not the purpose. The purpose is to have the
Yeah, not the
ability to
purpose.
stop the mind, to stop the defilement.
Is because of the pleasure you easy to give up nibbida. So nibbida, you don't
No,
need
you just stop the mind functioning, that's all. Turn off the engine of the car. So when the car stops running, the car is safe, it won't run off the cliff.
See. Thank you, Bhante. I think we took long time.
Okay.
Sorry.
You have to experience jhana, then you understand.
Yeah. Thank you, Bhante.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Teruan Saranai.
All
Tanaja.
right. Next, give Yen So from Penang.
Ajaan, good evening. Just to send regards, no questions, Ajaan.
Okay. Next, Diana from Wales.
Greetings, Tanajan. I got my feelings hurt this week, and it took me rather by surprise because normally I'm all right. But I thought, you know, as you've been talking about today about the characteristics of existence, and also when we have our core shaken, it's because our core is not very strong, isn't it?
Because you don't have jhana. You have jhana, and your core will be strong, will not be moved by any event.
And it's a good reminder. Need to practice better.
Yes. Because when you have jhana, your mind becomes stable, solid, like a rock, you know, not easily moved by anything.
It's funny that gap between our knowledge and our ability to put it into practice.
Studying is easy, practicing is a lot harder.
Yes.
But study don't give you as much result as practicing. So you have to do the practice. You have to keep meditating. Then eventually, when things happen to you, anything happen to you, your mind can remain unshakable.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Kelvin from Singapore.
Good evening, Dan and Jen. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I have been meditating longer and more these days. When my mind is in stillness, I feel that I'm in a pitch dark universe, and then the mind becomes very sharp and clear. So that should be in a samadhi state. Am I right?
That's right.
So, but during certain sittings, longer sittings, I will feel a bit of joy, longer time, maybe probably after 20, 30 minutes, I will feel a bit of joy. So is that still in samadhi state, or
Yes,
it's moving to the jhana stage?
well, there are different level of samadhi, not full samadhi yet. When you get full samadhi, everything will disappear. All you have there is emptiness in the mind.
Okay. So it's not about the happiness that we develop during meditation that differentiate um, samadhi and jhana state, right?
It's the same thing. Samadhi is jhana. Samadhi is a general
It's
term
just
for
a
different level of jhana. So
okay. So I'm just curious about the first level of jhana and when you are in a total base level samadhi state.
then the calmer your mind becomes, then the less activity will appear in your mind.
Okay, that would be all, Ajahn.
Just don't worry about them. All you have to worry is to be mindful of your meditation object when you meditate.
Oh yes, I have been busy for the past few weeks and always been reminding myself to do meditation. So usually when I look at my phone, I will remind myself to do meditation. You know why? Because I actually inserted a photo of you doing meditation, so that can remind me to do meditation.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
But
I think.
But do you do it though after you're reminded to do it?
Oh yes, I still have to remind myself because work has been busy and hectic, so you still have to put aside time to do it.
Yes, anytime when you have the time, don't spend it on other thing. Spend
Right.
it on meditation will be much worthwhile.
Yes, to do so. That's all for me, Najan. Thank you so much.
Next, Gary, also from Singapore. Gary.
Good evening, Ajaan. Just listening in and learning. Thank you so much for the teaching. No questions. Thank you.
Go to Intan from Indonesia.
Good evening, Ajaan.
Yes, how are you?
I'm fine, Ajaan. Thank you. How are you, Ajaan?
Fine. You have any question?
Yes, I have one question. Ajaan, if a person continue their living as usual,
I'm sorry, your connection is not good. Your voice coming not consistent.
if a lay person attend Sotapanna, can they still living like unusual?
What do you mean living as usual?
I mean, if before they attend Sotapanna, if they are working or running business, can they still working or running business?
It depends on whether they have to do or not. If they find they don't have to, they probably don't want to give up. They want to spend more time for the practice than working. So once you start to become a Sotapanna, your next goal is Sakidagami, not working for more money. Unless you are forced to work because you are responsible for somebody, and then you cannot let go of this responsibility, and then you might have to continue working. But if you have no need to work, then you probably say, yeah, I better go live in the monastery and concentrate on my practice. Okay?
Yes. I understand, Ajahn.
Because the Sotapanna see life is
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
life is temporary. What's the point of working? To have nothing, to have money for what? You know, you're gonna end up dying anyway, so you're not gonna take anything with you. So better take the Dhamma with you.
Have a
Move,
desire.
you have more desire to become a noble disciple. You want more desire for Nibbana than for anything else.
But don't have desire for sensual pleasure.
There is still a desire which you have to eliminate by the practice of supa, contemplation. Okay?
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
You're welcome. Next, Amanji. You came in almost last today.
I have just 2 questions today, Ajaan.
Go ahead.
I'm just wondering now, always a Buddha is born in India, but in India at present, only a few percent, we don't have that many Buddhists in the country. Majority of Indians are Hindus. I'm just wondering as to why Buddhism did not why Buddhism is not the main religion in India, even though it's the main religion in Sri Lanka and Thai and countries like Thailand, Myanmar and all. Why such a great religion had never become the main religion in India, where the Buddha was born?
Because Hindu was an established religion in India, even before the time the Buddha became enlightened. See? So it's not something easy to change that, even though how good Buddhism is. But Buddhism requires people to have enough wisdom to appreciate it. See? So with normal people who rely on faith, they don't need Buddhism. They can still rely on Hinduism to satisfy their needs. It's only those people who want to be free from suffering, then Buddhism will become attractive to them.
And also Hinduism existed in India long before the Buddha came into being.
That's right.
Okay.
But with other countries, there were no established religion before that. See? So it's easy for Buddhism to establish, like in Sri Lanka, Thailand.
Okay.
There were no established religion in those countries. So when
because of that. Okay. Because countries like Sri Lanka and Thailand did not have an established religion, that's why they embraced Buddhism?
That's right. They can
okay.
embrace new religion easily.
Okay. So in India, it's not difficult. It's difficult because Hinduism already existed. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Tanajan. And also my next question is, Ajaan, last week you said to become enlightened, we have to develop our wisdom. So more than developing mindfulness, we have to develop our maybe analytical skills through wisdom and through Asubha meditation and all, through getting to know how to analyze our body and the truth. So could you just elaborate more on this, Ajaan? To develop wisdom, what more should be done?
Once you have wisdom, then you can let go of your attachment to everything in this world, because it's your attachment that causes you the suffering.
Okay.
Like you are attached to your body, so anything bad happening to your body, you get suffering. If you don't want to get suffering, you have to let go of your attachment to your body. Look at your body as being somebody else, not your body.
Okay. Can I ask one more question?
Yes, go ahead.
Now, I think last week, Ajaan, you said in order for us to help our pets and all to get a better birth, what we should do is that we have to provide them with food and we should provide them with shelter, and we should not allow them go out and maybe catch animals and all. So does it mean that an animal that lives in a zoo, for example, like a tiger also, because the animal doesn't get a chance to go out and hunt for other animals, the tiger doesn't get a chance, no? So does it mean that such a zoo animal, animal who lives in who lives in a zoo get a better chance of getting a better birth in their next lives, because they do not get a chance to go out and catch animals all by themselves?
Yes, because your future birth will depends on your good or bad karma. See, if you continue to do more bad karma in this life, your next birth will be worse. But if you can stop doing bad karma in this life, then your next birth might be better. It depends also on the amount of bad karma that you have already accumulated from your past lives. But eventually, all your bad karma will be paid for by being born as animals, or being born as a preta, as a hungry ghost or whatever. Then you will have the chance to come back and be born as a human again. So the goal is to not to do more bad karma, and then let the consequence of your bad karma expire sooner or later. Once that happens, then you can then return and become a human again. But if you continue on to be born, and then you continue on to do more bad karma, then you're just increasing the strength of the bad karma to push you to be reborn in the lower realm of existence. So I say that those animals who will don't have to kill to survive, they have a better chance of getting a better rebirth next time, because they're not doing any bad karma.
Okay. Also, Ajaan, there's a lot of talk about in Sri Lanka, this is the procession season where they use a lot of elephants in that Kandi Asala Perahera, they call it. Now, there are some animal rights organizations, they are dead against, Buddhist monks and temples using elephants in Peraheras, in processions. Now, the elephants that are being used for processions they are tamed ones, and like they have to, they are more tamed, and does it mean that they have a better chance of getting a getting a better birth in their next lives than a wild elephant? Rather.
Yes, because then they don't have to kill, they don't have to steal.
Elephants anyway do not kill, because they just eat grass and stuff. Still.
Sometimes they might have to protect themselves by killing other animals. Just trying to kill them. See.
Okay. Okay, Ajaan, that's it about it. That's all for today, actually.
Okay.
I'm sorry I joined late. Wish you good luck and happiness, Tan. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Diana. You're the last one, Diana, today. Anjali.
Good morning.
How are you?
It's always I'm always very happy to be here.
Good to see you.
Yes. I was able to things that were being answered to my questions, I guess over the last 3-4 weeks, like anatta, you were mentioning to me, watching everything as anatta, and just possibly I thought that I was doing that prior, but I challenged myself and I was able to just let go a little bit more of control of things that I didn't have control over. And that did reduce the tension that I was feeling. And it surprised me that the idea appeared that this practice didn't necessarily have to be experienced by me so difficult to apply in daily life. Like for instance, if my daughter was awake at night and didn't want to fall and was experiencing, and I saw it as like out of my control, and we got up, we chanted, and then she was able to go back to sleep. So, instead of me being frustrated, attached, having a peaceful just a second. And just, yeah, so in a way that I think I was more successful in applying anatta. And then I had a work conversation where the other person was saying a lot of difficult things, like they were expressing themselves, but instead of reacting, I was able to practice Buddha, and I was able to just lift myself up from the reaction. So it did happen. And that also was a very nice surprise.
Yes, the more you can let go, the less reaction you have to things, the more peaceful and calm your mind will be.
Yes. And one thing I'm still unsure about is that I'm not getting as much sitting time as I like the morning and evening. But I have let go of control, and I'm just waiting for the time when I could apply it more. So overall, the life feels more peaceful, but internally, I don't know. One thing from today's session is I know people were reflecting and speaking about Vipassana, and I realized that for myself, the confusion that I had in my mind actually been a resistance, like some kind to only practice the mindfulness, because the training that I received previously was like a 1/3 mindfulness and then switch to Vipassana. And I watched my mind in resistance and in some fear to that. It is resisting me. Like, I think maybe a few times I was able to practice just breathing meditation, yet somehow it resulted in some panic. Oh no, I haven't had a chance to do the scanning of my body, but then I was out of time. However, at the same time, I'm not sure. I'm not I've been trying to do the mindfulness of the body in my daily life, and noticing more like that when things are distracting me, that it's not happening. Anyway, just I'm not sure if there's a question here somewhere, but I guess what I could do in terms of is the truth, but it's not the truth. It was the defilement, right?
What do you mean defilement?
I think the computer is stuck.
I can hear your voice. You repeat the question again. Your connection is not so good today, I guess. It's now stuck.
She's pressing now. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Unmute again. Dana.
Please unmute your microphone. Maybe stuck again. Okay. Can hear you now.
So what was the last thing that I was able to I couldn't hear you at all.
Yeah, you were asking me something about meditation or mindfulness or something like that.
Yeah, I talked a lot before I realized the computer was stuck, and now it's stuck again, I think.
No, I still can hear you.
Yeah, okay. The question that appeared was, what could I do to help my mind? I realized that the resistance I was experiencing was the defilement, like the resistance to mindfulness somehow in my sitting practice.
Yes, you have to use persistence to
Okay, I'm stuck
overcome the
again.
defilement. You have to be persistent and you practice the mindfulness. Regardless of how you feel, you say, whether you feel like doing it or not, you say, it's like taking medicine. When it's time for you to take medicine, you just take the medicine, whether you like to take it or not. Mindfulness is like medicine. So you just have to keep on practicing mindfulness, whether you like to do it or not. Because it's good for you.
The connection is so bad, I'm not getting anything you're saying, but I'm hoping the video would catch it and I could listen to the answer.
Okay, maybe I'll talk to you later. I'll go to some other question first, and I'll come back to you again. Maybe the connection will be better. Okay, Kunju,
Yes, okay, I feel a little bit.
We have any question?
Namaskaran. We have 7 questions this evening, and the first 3 questions are from the assistant Gmail. The first question is from Rohini. My mind easily slips away when I recite left-right mentally during walking meditation. Does saying left-right verbally slow down the meditation progress?
No.
The next question is from Sarasi from Switzerland. Question 2. If one finds it difficult to enter into jhana, can he still do contemplation on the body and enter into the stream enterer status?
He can contemplate, but the problem is he won't have the strength to let go of his attachment to the body, because his mind is not strong enough to let go. The defilement is much stronger. The attachment is the defilement. So if you want to be stronger than the attachment, then you need to practice until you get to jhana. When you get to jhana, it means you have strong enough mindfulness to stop your attachment, your defilement.
The next question from Sarasi. When thoughts come during our meditation, how should we treat them? Do we have to ignore them by thinking they do not belong to me or they are not self?
Don't think at all, just come back to your meditation object. It means your mind is not mindful. Then you start to think with what is happening, then you might end up thinking a lot more than you expected. So better not think at all, just come back to your meditation object.
The next 3 questions are from Facebook. Question from Ayi. Namaskaranท่านอาจารย์. I use anapanasati for meditation object. After I sit for an hour, sometimes I can deal with my pain. I can accept the pain and continue to meditate, but sometimes when my mind starts reacting and can't deal with the pain, is it okay if I use putto or chant itipiso to calm my mind to stop thinking about my pain, or I have to be strict with anapanasati? My friend said that if I change the object when the pain comes, I will never get any progress. Please guide me,ท่านอาจารย์.
No, you can change. Sometimes your mindfulness of breathing is not strong enough, so you might have to use the mindfulness that you get from reciting the mantra or chanting.
The next 2 questions are from Aun from Malaysia. Question 1. Ajaan, please explain when the Buddha said Namarupa is impermanence, suffering, and non-self, and how right mindfulness and right concentration can prove to our mind about the 5 aggregates as being impermanent, suffering, and non-self.
Well, you have to study the nature of the body and the mind, which is make up the 5 aggregates. to see that they are temporarily, they're changing all the time, anicca. They are anatta, they're like the weather, you cannot control them. See? And if you are able to see them as such, then you can then let go of your attachment, because you know that it's useless to try to control your nama rupa or the 5 aggregates, because you cannot. If you want to control them, and when you cannot do it, you'll get dukkha. If you don't want to have any dukkha, then you have to let them be, leave them alone.
The next question from Aun. Can Ajahn please explain whether ghost realm and the 31 existence deva realm has 5 aggregates, or this realm only has 4 aggregates, or same as human, which has 5 aggregates?
Yes, the ghost realm or the spiritual realm have no rupa, no body. So they only have 4, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana.
And the last question is from Dr.V channel, Kunvarawi Veena. Dear Tanajan, I run a small business and often deal with contractors who are tricky, irresponsible, and take advantage for their benefit. Please guide me, Dhamma, to effectively interact with them.
Well, you cannot change them or force them to be honest or whatever. But you can protect yourself by not letting them fool you or cheat you. That's all you can do.
That is all, Ka.
All right. Diana didn't come back yet. So we have Belinda. Hi, Belinda. You have any question?
Good evening, Ajahn.
Yes. Any
No
question?
question.
No question.
I practice mudita. I
Okay.
practice mudita this week. When I
Well, you practice when you practice whenever the condition requires you to practice. Sometimes you have to have compassion. Sometimes you have to have sympathetic joy. Sometimes you have to have loving kindness. Sometimes you need to have equanimity. So it depends on the situation that you are in, and you have to know which one is the appropriate dhamma to use. Okay. Well, I think we don't have any more participants. Everybody seems to have asked all the questions, and I think we almost run out of time. So I think maybe this is about a good time for us to call this meeting to an end. Thank you for your participation. I hope this meeting is useful to you and can help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, be mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you, Ajahn.
Goodbye,
Thank
Tanajan.
you.
Satu,
Thank you,
satu.
Gami.
Ajahn. Thank you,
Goodbye,
Ajahn.
everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you, Amir.